AI is here and it is not going to go away. If anything, it will only get better and more people will start utilizing AI tools like ChatGPT, Cloud, and Perplexity to get answers instead of using Google. But Google is not going to stand still because they just introduced a new feature on search results called AI overviews, and basically this tool is going to provide the summary of the answer, and therefore people that are using Google don't have to click on any links whatsoever. They can get the answer pretty much instantly when they're searching something on Google. And of course, this feature is bad news for anyone that is working in the SEO industry or website owners, because now there is less traffic coming to their website. But despite all the hype about AI search gaining traction, Google is still very big. And not to mention, most people are still using Google and Bing to get general information from the internet and to navigate the web. And not only that, there are some types of content that just cannot be created or served by AI. And here's some of them. So the first type of content that I think is not going to be replaced by AI is how to guide content. So this could be a video or article, and one example is how to do something, how to cook something, how to clean something, etc. So it could be how to, let's say, how to change a background using Photoshop. And even though people might be able to use Gemini or AI overviews or ChatGPT to get the answer, these AI tools just cannot provide the step-by-step process alongside with a picture. So the screenshot of Photoshop can only be created by a real person that is working with a computer. AI just cannot create a proper screenshot. And this is also true for other things like how to change, let's say, how to change your vehicle tire, or how to change the bicycle drivetrain, which is the prompt that I sent to Gemini. And basically this is the result. So AI is very good at creating images, but not technical images like this one. So this is definitely not the right way to change the bicycle drivetrain, and this is basically the wrong way to do so. So AI just cannot create visual content that is too technical, and therefore only real human that has access to real physical world that can take a photo of the, let's say, bicycle drivetrain can create a proper picture. So the future of how to get content is still very much bright. Okay, the next type of content that is basically AI proof is review of a product or hands-on of a product. And this also includes a listicle like top best gadgets of something or top 10 smartphones for gaming. So that's also part of this content. And again, it requires experience with the product. You might need to take a photo of the product. You might need to, touch the physical product. And by the way, this is also true for software review, like apps on their phone or maybe video games, because even though I think some AI can actually play video games, but they cannot play video games in the same manner as you do, and they cannot share their opinion about that review process. So only human can properly do this. And AI cannot basically test the item, and I think people, before they buy something, they're going to read plenty of reviews, they're going to read blog posts, they're going to watch some videos before they want to pay for a product or a service. Therefore, this type of content is safe from AI. Okay, so the next type of content that I think is AI proof is something that requires personal experience or opinions. So things like experience to go somewhere or do something, or maybe your unique story is going to be a gold mine on the internet, because AI just cannot create it. AI cannot create something new, only humans do. So all the things that AI can answer are actually based on human knowledge. So your opinions, your experience is much more valuable than whatever AI can provide, because again, your experience and opinions are unique. And I think one of the best website types that actually good for serving this kind of content is actually forums. So forums like Reddit, for example, is, I would say it's very popular. People are discussing a lot of things. Like, for example, here, people are discussing why some people are not happy or not a fan of living in a big city. Maybe they're not happy about the congestion, about the walking, about the pollution, about everything in the city. And these perspectives are unique. AI don't have real bodies, so they don't have any knowledge about what it's like to live in a city. And also every person's experience is unique, every city they live in is unique, so the opinions will be very much different from one person to another. So that's the type of content that cannot be created by AI. The next content that is AI proof is something like interview or a podcast. So if you have access to a person who has expertise in, let's say, one field or topic, you can actually have a conversation or basic communication with them, and you can turn that into a video or article that people are willing to consume. I think the best format for it is podcast, where you can have a basic casual conversation with the person, and you can have their unique insights. This is kind of similar to the previous point. And also you can use AI tools. In this case, we can use AI to actually transcribe the video or audio into text, and then you can convert that into articles. So you have videos, audios, you can also have articles. So there are multiple ways for people to consume your content. And again, AI cannot create podcasts. Well, technically they can create podcasts using Notebook LM, but again, the point here is that the content itself, the content of the podcast or interviews are unique. It can only be created by a real person. Okay, the next thing, or I would say the last type of content that is, in my opinion, cannot be created by AI is emotion-based content. So anything that requires human emotion, like it could be humor, struggle, or some deep personal story, basically cannot be created by AI. And I personally like the humor type of content, because most AI tools that I use, they are very sensitive. They are being trained to not make any joke about anything, which I can understand, because some jokes or humor can be offensive for some people, and therefore AI, the companies that are making these AI tools, they don't want to be perceived as bad, so they are not going to let AI to make some risky jokes or risky humor. But humans do it all the time. So anything that requires human connection, human emotion, can only be created by human. AI is very bad at this type of content. So if you are creating, let's say, a personal blog post or personal story, you're basically safe. AI just cannot create this type of content. So these are just some types of content that I think cannot be replaced or served by AI. But of course, there could be more types of content out there that are not listed in this video. So if you have any opinions or experience about the content that you think could be AI proof in the future, let me know in the comments down below. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you on my next video. Take care.